I'm just looking at your face. I like your face.
Here it was. You must know what, you must know why, and you must know who. But you must never ask how. That's the key. That is the first key.
I agree.
When you ask how, you start putting up all kinds of mindset deficits. Can I tell you why? Because you don't know how. Nothing great that has ever been accomplished in the history of mankind has ever, like the people or person involved in that, they've never known how they're going to do it. They know what they want to do. They know why they want to do it, and they know who. And I'm going to get to who in a second. But they don't ask how. So it sounds kind of oxymoronic or odd to start off this entire lesson by telling you what not to do. But here's what you don't do. Don't ask yourself how you're going to get it done.
Right.
Because you don't know. The path reveals itself when you start taking steps. Until you start taking steps, you don't really know how it's all going to come together. That's a fact, okay? So what do you want? And that is relative. Meaning, what I want right now is based largely on the perspective I carry currently. So what it might end up being is oftentimes much bigger than you could ever have predicted when you decided what. So be dynamic and fluid with your what. Just have a general direction. That's the key, okay? Know why. Why do you want to do this? Why is this important to you? Why is it important to your lifestyle? Why is it important to your family or your kids or anything else? Now let's talk about the who, because that's the big one. Who actually splices into two separate segments, okay? The first who is who you are. And you guys know me well enough to know by now, I don't really subscribe to the over-spiritualistic nature that a lot of people come at to you with respect to social media and lessons. Release yourself to the higher power, or, just manifest what you want. There are so many reasons why that is just an ill-advised idea. Okay? Because although I'm very metaphysical and very spiritual, I love that crap as much or more than anybody on the planet, I'm grounded in reality and pragmatism. Because as Carrie and I have said a million times, we are the bridge that help you get from where you are now to where you want to be. There has to be a bridge.
Yeah.
And what is that bridge? That bridge is based in pragmatism, practicality. And there's nothing wrong with that. Practicality is a good thing. Practicality doesn't have to be sub what you're worth. But it also doesn't mean you just kind of pray to the sun gods and hope it all comes true. Manifestation has a lot to do with what we're doing, for sure. But what's the practicality of that? So the first splice of who is know who you are. Sawabona. It is the fundamental tenet of our lives. We don't know ourselves well enough. We don't know why we react to certain things in certain ways. We don't know why we're sad or why we're angry or why we're frustrated or why we keep self-sabotaging. That is the cornerstone that makes this whole lifestyle work. Carrie and I have done the internal work. We know who we are. I know what my bound nature roles are. I know how I react. I know what triggers me. And I've done the learning phases. And you guys we've talked about this 1,000 times. Unconscious incompetence, conscious incompetence. We've talked about that because the people who always say, well, you have a choice, drive me crazy. Yeah, you have a choice, but you don't know how to make it. And that is part of learning who you are. Who you are matters, okay? Now, the second part of who is who can help you. Who can help? Who can be a mentor, a guide? Who can offer support? Who has done this before you can reach out to and ask them questions? We can't do anything in life alone. We can't. I mean, we can, but not to the degree or the monumental nature of what's possible when people come together. And one of the major problems I've had in my life is that I would sit in isolation. I would sit as a lone person thinking I could do this all by myself. In part because that was a massive story for me in my bound nature. But I learned that the more I reached out, the more I asked questions, the more I discussed, the more I asked for help, the easier it all came. So who you are is one splice, who can help is another. And we've done a lot of that. Can I also be honest? It's precisely why we created Crew Nation Clubhouse. Because it is the lowest barrier to entry. It's $1.38 a day. And for $1.38 a day, you get guidance from us every day. You get an after party. You get all. We haven't even begun rolling out the shit into that clubhouse that we're going to. Every week upon week, We're going to roll out all kinds of support and guidance and tutorial and this and do that, and how can we help you more? And then you have the entire clubhouse also supporting and helping. Rising tides lift all boats. We've belonged to masterminds that cost us $25,000 a year, and they were worth every penny. But not everybody has that kind of material ability. $1.38 a day helps you on who in both ways. The Crew Nation Clubhouse is built to help you learn your language, count your wins. We help you find you. But also, it is a thriving community of people, all of whom want to do, achieve, and become more. And because of that, it's a group based on help and support and guidance and safety and belonging. CrewNationClubhouse.com. If you're not part of it, you need to be, because who is the biggest factor? And we cover them both in that